cards? Did you put them up here, or who wrote the question out, people? All right.
I don't have a pen. I got a pink slip for some people that my pen. You will get a pink slip.
All right. How many of y'all read them out? One question. You got questions that you want to be asked. Just go ahead and just hold them up, and we'll get this question going in there together. Because I have questions of my own, but I'll give it to you first. Let me give me a 30. Well, it's going to take a couple seconds. Let me ask a question before we go on. 30-second response. Would you guys have voted for the high-speed rail? I'll start with you.
Absolutely not.
Vince.
No.
Absolutely, yes. We can't pave our way out of the traffic.
Okay. That was quick. That's weird. For our politicians. All right. You got, I'm not like you guys.
I mean, I think let's respond to some things that you're saying too.
Yeah. Hey, dude. I'm like Ronald Reagan. I paid for this mic, okay? All right. We're going to get to the rebuttals. I want to get to these people first, and then we'll get to that because they're here, and I want to get to stuff there. What do we take? Did we pick them all up? Here we go. I got tons of questions, but I'm going to go to you guys first, and we'll get things ready to happen. So.
Just my question was SB6. What are their thoughts?
I'm going to get to that because I have a big question on that one. All right. Well, there we go. We'll get to that one here. Question from Mayor Costello. Mayor Bloomberg of New York started Mayors Against Illegal Guns. The NRA has gone on record saying that it is a gun control group. What is your involvement with Mayors Against Illegal Guns? Mr. Costello, go with you first on that one.
I fully support states' rights, which means we have a right to decide what criteria we place on concealed weapon carrying permits. The NRA wants there to be pure reciprocity where states like Arizona and Alaska that have absolutely no safety courses and no background checks, if you get a license to carry there, you can carry in Florida. I support states' rights. Secondly, if you're on the list of suspected terrorists and can't get on a plane, should you be able to buy a gun? Sorry, I thought I was going loud. If you're on the suspected terror list, which I'm not sure there should be such a thing, but because there is, should you be able to buy a gun if you're on that list? The Mayors Against Illegal Guns says no. Chief of Police at Daytona Beach, Chief of Police of Ormond Beach both tell me that they need the trace data that the NRA doesn't want them to have, that the Mayors Against Illegal Guns support, so that they can follow the guns. I am absolutely opposed to registration of guns, as is the Mayors Against Illegal Guns. I fully support, I have a carry permit, my wife has a carry permit, I support the Second Amendment, but I will support law enforcement.
All right, Vince, you want to comment on that before I go to Nathan? Do you have any?
About the, well, again,
You don't have to if you don't want to.
no, it's just, the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment. We have the right to carry and bear arms, and we should continue doing that. There are enough laws on the books right now that help law enforcement to take care of what we need to do out there with the weapons. You know, again, as I said in my opening speech, government needs to get out of our personal life. And to tell me whether I can or not, which the Constitution gives me the right to do so, I think I should do so. But to answer to the part about carrying over the reciprocity, well, how about our driver's license? I can take my Florida driver's license and go to any state. Each state has their own traffic laws, so I have to abide by those. And if I speed in another state because their speed limit is different than mine, then I get a ticket for that. And, you know, the Mayors Against Illegal Guns also defeated the Thune Amendment, which the Thune Amendment clearly states that they're not taking the rights away from the states to have their own laws. They're saying if you violate our law in our state with your gun permit, you will still be prosecuted for that. So I don't see the difference there. It seems to be the same to me. So,
All right, David, what do you think?
I would like to just tag on to a number of things that Vince was saying. Listen, folks, I don't get my right to keep and bear arms from the mayor. I don't get it from the police chief. I don't get it from the sheriff. It's endowed to me by my Creator. The right to keep and bear arms, it's affirmed to me in the Constitution. Listen, the Founding Fathers did not affirm to us this right because they were worried that thugs would invade our home or so that we could hunt. They affirmed to us this right to keep and bear arms against a potential tyrannical government. And folks, if you take a look down throughout history, the first move that any government does in order to enslave either physically or economically its people is to disarm them. This organization it's a thinly veiled attempt. My question is, what is an illegal gun? I mean, what is an illegal pad of paper? They're tools. These are tools that can be used. Let's go after the people that commit crimes against property and person with the guns instead of always focusing on the specific tools themselves.
Again, we got plenty of time for the only questions in here or comments. Dick, raise your hand again. He's in the back. If you want a card to ask the question, please point to him. This is ad lib. Act like we're at a little picnic here. You don't have to be so formal and everything here. So look at Dick and everything else. Hey, we're having a good time here. We're going to make it even better down the road. Well, when I get done with their questions, I will get to you guys. I promise. All right. Question for Vince Champion. Unions are a huge problem for American business because they destroy company profits with unreasonable wages. What is your involvement with unions, and how do you justify your fiscal responsibility?
Okay, the answer to that is I am the president, and when I mentioned earlier about the $1.5 million budget, I am the president of the Coastal Florida Police Benevolent Association. I guess by the true definition of the word union, then I am the president of one. But I represent men and women in law enforcement. I think what my opponent is trying to do is to tie me in with the UAW and all the unions that have caused problems over the years throughout this country. The unions have forgotten what they were designed for. Now, I've had that argument numerous times with my brother union people. I would ask all of you to go look around any law enforcement officer and show me the law enforcement officer that's making $100,000 a year. The law enforcement officer that when they do retire, all they're getting is about $1,300 a month to live on the rest of their life, and everything else is going up. These are the men and women that put their life on the line every day for us. No different than the men and the women in the military that also receive such benefits, and there are people that work for them. I would also ask those people, the candidates that are aligned with other things, such as the Dentist Association and the League of Cities. They're up in Tallahassee just like I am. I lobby and try to get laws passed and help police officers to better everyone else. Those associations do the same thing. Therefore, are they considered unions too? How can I be conservative and still be, quote, union president? It's the Police Officers Benevolent Association. We can't strike. There's not a police officer out there, even when their cities promise to give them pay raises, then they find a loophole and turn around and not give them a small 2% pay raise. Those officers still strap their bulletproof vest on, put their guns on, and go out there and defend us every day. We do not stand for the same things that the other unions stand for. If the question comes up, I'll go ahead and answer it now. Card check. Card check, I think, is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. We have been given the right to have a secret ballot that should not be taken away at any time.
All right, Nathan, I'll give you, Mr. Costello, take 30 seconds if you want to make a comment on that issue.
Well, I'm not affiliated with unions. I mean, unions have take a brunt. I know here in Florida, I mean, it is right to work, and I wouldn't lump the PBA in with the UAW and all of that. Look, what I'm interested in is not benefits just for one specific group of individuals, and benefit at the expense of the entire rest of the state. I'm not too terribly excited that many people, the majority of Floridians who don't have health insurance, who don't have retirement plans, are funding the packages of those individuals in government. But this isn't a strike one way or the other. I'm just sort of
All right,
taking
go ahead,
30
Mr. Costello.
seconds.
Give me 30-second response, please.
The legacy costs that the unions have acquired is unsustainable in the state of Florida. If someone works 30 years as a teacher, they retire at 1.6 times their salary, 48% for life. If someone retires from Ormond Beach, they retire at 2.5 times 30 years, 75% of their salary for life. If someone retires as a policeman or a firefighter in the state of Florida in Ormond Beach, they retire at 3.34 times their salary, 100% after 30 years. It is unsustainable. The special interests are causing the budget in Tallahassee to go out of control.
By the way, the PBA are big endorsers of Republicans, I know that.